What's up? It's your girl LilFreshSam. So today we are here to talk with one of my favorite badass women in Denver, who happens to be a radio personality for KS107.5, Rosa.
Do we have applause? Are we rich enough for the applause?
We have the people in the background screaming.
Like, you know that like sound effect?
Yeah.
No. What up? Thank
What's
you.
up?
Are we allowed to curse on here?
You can do whatever you want.
You said badass.
Badass. You're a badass.
Oh, okay. Thank you, bro. Oh, shit.
So first question. Really, I want to know how you grew up. Like, I know you're religious. I know where, kind of about where you came from and stuff. Like, a little bit. Where did you come from? How'd you grow up?
So I was born and half raised in Saudi Arabia, and then half raised in the United States. So me, I have an older brother, 2 younger sisters. Obviously, a mom and dad. We were all born in Saudi Arabia, and so then we moved here when I was in the 1st grade. And so I still have my childhood. I remember some of my childhoods from there, and then my childhoods from America, where I'm at. And so I was raised pretty strict Muslim. Not even strict, just I was raised as a Muslim girl.
Yeah.
And so then I still have all those things instilled in me, and then now I'm a woman, but.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Not really, actually. Not even a little. I'm still a little kid.
Aren't we all, man? Keep that with you. You're gonna want that when you're 50.
I know, dude. Being an adult is trash.
I know.
I was just talking to my friend the other day, and I was like, yo, this is trash. No matter how much you love your job, it's trash. It straight up sucks. You get money for 30 minutes, and then you gotta spit it right back out.
Right, for something.
And it's just damn, take a screenshot. Let them know I was this rich for 30 minutes, but.
That's funny.
No.
So with you being religious and stuff, did you, or I don't know how, I'm not too familiar with that background, but what did, how is that lifestyle? Or is there common to be radio personalities or?
No, I've actually never met any, or anybody really in entertainment that I personally know. There may be some out there, but I don't really know a lot of Arab or Muslim women in the entertainment industry. So I'm kind of I would say I'm kind of going blind. I literally have no idea. No one's leading me. I don't have an idol or anything like that.
Right.
I mean the closest is SZA, but not really. There's never been anybody who's this is who I am. But no, I mean it works. I never thought of it as anything weird because that's just my life. It's never been different. So it's I wake up, I pray, and then I go to work, and I'm blessed that the people in my office know that. Most of them know that I pray, and so it's weird if you make a big deal out of it.
Right.
It's not weird if you don't make a big deal out of it. If I'm walking around that's not what I'm trying to do here. I don't pray for anybody else or do anything for anybody else. So it's really not that big of a deal. I just I'm really I can get OCD. So I don't like to miss a prayer. I don't like to, I just don't like that. A lot of people, my dad used to pray a lot and now he doesn't really, because I get it. You're a grown ass man in an office, in a really high professional office. And if you forget to wash before you pray, then you about to be sticking your foot in the sink. You know what I mean? At your office. Oops. Your office, and then your boss is gonna walk by. That's not what is that? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's hard. So after a while, you don't pray at work, and then you just come home and you can make up prayers. I am blessed that my job is very I'm in a studio most of the time alone, so I do have the opportunity to pray. And there's a lot of empty rooms and a lot of empty studios, so I can go pray in them. And one of our heads of production, he knows I'm Arab, and so if I work during the day, I'll just literally it's a see-through glass, and I'll hold up my prayer clothes, and he'll literally go thumbs up. I'll pray. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes. I take it off. I walk right back in the studio, and I work at night, so I literally will talk in between a song, and I'll talk, and then I'll have 10 minutes in between my next talk break. The next prayer had started. I'll just grab my prayer clothes and I'll pray right there, and then I'll take it off and I'll continue my job. It's not that big of a deal, but I just choose to not miss prayers because I have the opportunity where my job is kind of secluded. For example, my sister, it would be hard for her. Where is she going to go pray? In a back room or a fitting room? Or if you can't do it, my religion is supposed to be very easy. So if you can't pray, my other sister, she's a gymnast. She would miss 3 out of 5 prayers a day, every single day, and come home and make them up. That's fine.
Yeah.
I just got blessed where I have an easy job where I'm literally Sadie's will be in the room. I'll be oh, hold up one sec. And I'll go pray. I'll come right. No one even knows.
Yeah. That's really cool. I think, when I first met you and you told me that, I thought, that's one of the reasons you're on here today. Just because, I respect that so much.
Thanks, bro.
Religion is, one, not, talked about, and not, it's kind of, frowned upon in some ways and some things. But, the fact that you, don't care, and you're that's just me, I'm going to do it.
It's not about not caring. I was actually talking to my head general manager about this, a couple weeks ago, and she knew. And I was yeah, I pray in the studio. And she's oh, that's so cool. But I'm she was like, why are you not hijab? Like, why don't you wear hijab? And I was like, if I wore that, shit would go down. Shit would be weird.
You would be treated differently.
Not even treated differently, but like people would look. Like picture me like right now. What if I wear hijab? My whole life, everything that is, it would be judged. Like let's say I walk into work tomorrow and I wear hijab. People, it's not that people are uncomfortable with what they don't know, but like people are gonna look or this or that. And I'm not trying to make my religion all of me.
Yeah, right.
And it's not that serious. You know what I mean? Like it's just a part of me. So it's like if I wore hijab, unfortunately, America, in the day that we live in, shit would go down. Not even go down, but I would be looked at or this or that, and I don't want that. I don't need that. Yeah, because and at the end of the day, it's just like, it goes back, like just like my relationship or my faith is not for the world. It's for me. Right. So I pray at work. I pray, like, my praying clothes are in my backpack right now. But it's like, I pray and stuff for myself, for me. I feel like at a point in my life right now, hijab, it would just be so much of, it would just be a thing, and I don't want it to be a thing. I don't have time for it to be a thing.
It's unfortunate that it has to be a thing.
And I'm trying to do shit at work. I don't need to be stopped or like, it's just, I don't have, like, not right now. I like, inshallah, maybe one day in the future, but right now, like.
But you still continue and do whatever you gotta do with your faith. Like, regardless, not to distract or like, get, like, I understand. So.
And if I can't pray at work, or like, oh, then I can't pray at work, I'll pray when I get home. It's not that serious, but it's like, to me, it's not even really about the prayer. It's about the washing that can really mess with you. Like, the washing before, oh, man, that's the trickiest part. But, no, like, I pray. It's just a part of who I am. My religion, my faith is always with me. And I just do my work. I always think it's so funny because it's like, if you, like, look at the world, it's like, it's so, like, I guess judgmental or this or that. But, like, for people to know, like, your favorite radio station and, like, one of your best night shows in the state, the chick prays in the studio. Like, literally, in between her wild and out, like, Cardi B about to get it. Well, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so funny to me how, like, no one would know, no one would think. But that's the whole point of it. It's not anybody's business. No one needs to know. That's what makes me who I am. It's just like, I continue in my life. I don't make, hey, man, I'm going to pray. Like, come on, fam. Like, it's not that serious.
That's so dope. Well, now they know.
Well, now they know. Yeah, that's cool. So fun. Yeah. I'm like,
that is one thing that stuck out for, you know, like I said earlier, like, that you said to me. Like, I was like, dope. Like, I think that's pretty cool. So, you know, like, as being a woman in the entertainment industry.
Girl, mostly.
Woman, girl.
Baby, just kidding.
Were you ever intimidated by the industry, like, to pursue it because of its male-dominated?
I almost think that, like, well, entertainment, like, a lot of it has to do with luck. You really have to be lucky. The stars have to align. It has to be you. It has to be the right timing. But I really think, like, a part of me, a small part of why I got to where I'm at is because I had no idea the severity of how big it was. You know what I mean? It's like, if you know you're about to climb up a big-ass mountain, you're going to be nervous, you're going to freak out, you're going to do all this shit to climb up and down. But if you don't know, if you're not even paying attention, you got your head down the whole time, you're just walking, it's way easier to get there if you don't know it. So, like, and yeah, KS is a huge deal in the state, and it's a big deal, like, in everywhere. Like, KS is, like, the end-all, be-all sometimes. But it's like when I was 17, I was so young that I was happy to be there, but I didn't understand, like, the severity of what it was.
So you didn't realize the opportunity you had when you were that age?
I realized the opportunity, but I didn't know how big the brand was. Okay. I didn't know about radio or the scales or this is where it is globally or nationally or this is how long it takes to be there. I had no idea. I'm just like this 17-year-old little girl just wilding out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I didn't know, so I just literally went, like, I was myself from the beginning all the way to right now. I never pretended to be anybody else. I mean, for a little bit, when I first got the show, I tried to be like Sadie's or Kat. Like, you always try to be like your idols. But then I realized it wasn't working. Like, you have to be yourself. You know what I mean?
And that's why they hired you.
Exactly. And I'm like, I got here for a reason. I need to use that. But yeah, I didn't know the severity of it. So I was not intimidated for it being a man's world because you can always look at things two ways. You could always look at the negative or the positive.
Right.
Yeah, negative entertainment is mostly what is dominated by men, and men are in control, and men are the PDs, and men, that's how it is.
Yeah.
But you could also look at it, that's the not negative, but that's like the iffy way, or you could look at it positively of like great women are hard to come by, who are willing to work hard, who are willing to like have respect for themselves and like work up the ranks and just really like be there. So I'm like, I look at it as like, okay, I'm rare. You know what I mean? Like I have more of a value than maybe a man. And now KS has, Sadie's is on air in the morning. Right after Sadie's, there's a girl on air, and then a guy and a girl. It's mostly dominated, not dominated by women, but almost. But yeah, we're on air most of the time. So it's like, yeah, you could say it's a man's world, but if you're a hardworking woman, you're actually more of a gem than a hardworking man, in my opinion.
Yo, take that down right
now.
No,
yeah, that ass,
because that's real.
Yeah, you may not get, and the payment, like unequal pay and this and that, like, yeah, that's gonna happen, but if you love what you do and you stick hard and you work hard at it,
Yeah.
you gonna outdo those men who are now getting paid more than you. You just have to hang tight and like finesse everything. Life is a finesse, but finesse everything and you'll get the money that you deserve. You'll get everything that you want because, like I said, like women are way more, like they're gems than men because they can look everywhere and there's men, but women very, very rare.
Very rare. Yeah, that's true. And we bring a lot of value that they can't. So
and it's just a different perspective, and it is what it. I'm not saying, but I would never say men are better than
or vice
women
versa.
or women are. No, it's a great mix of both, but it's like I've noticed that if you look at it negatively, like oh shit, like I got a new boss, he's a dude, he likes dudes only. Like damn, I'm a girl, he's never gonna rock. No, if you have great numbers, the proof is always in the pudding. You have great numbers, you have great work ethic, you're willing to be a team player. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman.
It doesn't.
And it's
numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie, and it's radio, so like it's not that big of a deal. In my opinion, I don't know that much about the industry, even though I have my own show. But it'll be okay.
Yeah,
like,
and that's a good way to go into it, like kind of naive or like
Yeah.
blinders on, because then you're like not worried about any of that. Like you said, you're walking up this mountain, but you don't even know it. You know,
Yeah,
you're gonna get there
yeah.
because you're not afraid or intimidated. So that's dope. Two things you brought up. One of them, and this is something I wanted to talk to you about, is I don't know if this is the right or if this is accurate, but are you the youngest to ever get hired on KS107.5?
No, I don't know their history, but not like from 15 years ago.
Right.
But Sadie's, who's actually now doing the morning show now, she actually got hired at 22 as well to do the night show 7 or 10 or 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But what about when you were 17 working there?
Oh damn! I'd
Like
have to
you were
be
working
one
there
of the
at 17,
youngest.
yo. That's another thing that caught my attention is like 17 working for KS107.5. Like most people out there think that's like impossible, never could happen.
No.
You did it, though.
I did it without a
And so
college
how did you do it?
education.
And do you think you probably were one of the youngest, but how did you do it? Tell us about that.
I think I was one of the youngest, but maybe everyone started young. But yeah, I had to be one of the young. I mean, that's just a young age in general. So I say I'd have to be one of the youngest. But I started because it was actually a funny story. Like, I was never gonna leave like state to go to college because I'm like Muslim and you don't really leave the house until you get married.
Oh, okay.
So I was never planning on going to like Harvard or shit like that. Like why? I'm staying at home with my family, and my dad went to DU. So my original goal was to go to DU, just like all of us were. And then I applied to like CU. I got into them all of them. And so I had an older brother, and he was already at University of Colorado, Denver, which is like near the crib. And so my parents were like, so I had applied early to all of them. I got into all of them, like my junior year. So then I had my senior year left of high school, and my parents were like, holy shit, she's gonna fuck up. Like, she's gonna mess up. She's gonna do some dumb shit. Like, she has all this free time on her hands. She already got into college. She's gonna do a senior prank. She's gonna do something stupid. So they're like, how do we keep her busy? So there was like this internship program in high school where it's like all the Cherokee schools did it, and it's like people could intern for vets, doctors, radio, whatever it was. So I just did the program. My mom put me in the program, so I did it. And so then I interned at 104.3 The Fan, and then which was on the same floor as KS. Like people don't know there's like 6 or 7 radio stations on one floor, and we all kind of work together.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so I interned with them in promotions. I wasn't even on like the on-air side. They wouldn't even really let me over there. So I did that my first semester of high school, and I just like you have to be the hardest worker. They had like 7 or 8 interns a semester, and so I was like first one in, last one out. Like showed them I was here, and so we would stay so long. The worker he was such a hard worker that I met Sadie's the night girl because she was doing nights at the time, so she would come in while I was still there, and we just got along really well. And so basically, my internship ended, and then my parents had enrolled me into college early without telling me because I was already in, but they didn't tell me. So I remember my counselor called me in one day, and he's like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "For what?" And he showed me the paper, and I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, "That's my mom's signature." I was like, "Oh, okay." And I wasn't gonna rat her out. So like, yeah, I'm ready. So I was already enrolled in college, but I'd had one college class. It was public speaking. My teacher didn't even know I was still in high school. They all thought I was in college. So I would do high school, and then I would go to college at night. And so then when that ended, like when my high school ended, and I was like, okay, do I go back now when everybody knows me at KS, or do I go back in 4 years after a degree? So I was like, let me go back now. So I went back, and I was already in college, so then I had to ask them for an internship. They were like, no, you don't have any. You have like 4 credit. So I wrote like a letter of appraisal, and it moved up all the way in the ranks, like of like, my teacher, it was summer, so the teachers wouldn't be on campus. Like, I meet them at a coffee shop, like, can you sign? I'd be like, yeah. So I signed up. They ended up letting me do the internship. I went back. I remember I brought donuts for everybody. I went back, and then the second internship, Sadie's was like, let her come in the studio with me at night. So, and they were like, sure. So I would go in the studio with Sadie's every night, and she would teach me the board. And so I was teaching all of the on-air side. Well, I still did some of the promotions, but mostly was on-air. And then I would go practice my voice in another room and then keep sending my boss air check, like tapes of me. And so then basically that internship ends, and then they hired me, but just to sit in from midnight to 2 a.m. and just, like, I just go like this every, like, 30 minutes. And just, you know what I mean? But I rightfully should have had that job. I shut the radio down. I messed it up. Like, I did all the mistakes. You have to, like, learn from your mistakes.
Right.
So I made all the mistakes. And then one day they called me, like, a couple months later, and they were like, hey, it was in November. They're like, hey, just start talking. And I was like, what? And they're like, just start talking. So I treated that 12 to 2 like the Oprah show. Like, I was like, let's go. You know what I mean? And so I did that for about, and I sounded like shit. I'm going to send you a clip you could put right here. I sounded like trash. I had braces on the inside of my mouth. But now I know why they hired me 4 years later. They hired me for my work ethic. I was always the yes girl. Yep. Just like I was when I was an intern, I would always say yes. When they hired me, I would always say yes. I was 17. They had an event I couldn't go to. I'd sit in the studio for 10 hours to make sure everything was running. The night guy was sick. I'd go in and do the night show. Like, I never said no. Yep. And I picked up. You got to work hard.
Yep.
And so basically, like, they let me talk, and then I did 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. for 2 years, basically. But that's when I was in college.
Like, shitty spot?
And not shitty, but at that point,
or low
now I think about it, I'm like, holy shit, like, so many people are listening. But at the time, I wasn't 21, so I didn't even understand what, like, going out in downtown was. And the Uber, I didn't understand that that's how many people were listening. I was just like, this is trash. Like, not trash, but I was like, this is after midnight. Like, no one's really listening.
Okay.
Now I'm like, holy shit, put me on that spot, fam. Like, there's so many people listening. What a great time.
Yep.
And so I did that for 2 years, but I was still in college, so I really couldn't even do anymore. And I went to school for business marketing with a minor in communications. I was like, if I already know radio, I'm going to learn there. Let me go for something I don't know. So I went for business.
Right.
And so, whatchamacallit? So I did that for 2 years, and then I was like, all right, fam, like, come on, like, give me something better. And so then once every 6 months, they give me a 7 to midnight. And I'm like, fuck yeah, like, I'm on before midnight. You know what I mean? And so, like, this Thanksgiving, 2017 is my first Thanksgiving I'm going to spend with my family, because the last 4 I've worked every time. Like, I remember my first 7 to midnight was on a Thanksgiving, and I was like, let's go. So I just took whatever I got.
You got, yeah.
And then we ended up getting bought out from Lincoln to Intercom, and then we moved over there, and then I kind of was like moved back on the lowest, and I just worked my way up, and I like started doing production with one of the production people, so I knew how to do commercials, and if they ever needed anything, I knew how to help them.
Did you get paid for that? Or
yes, I did.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
I did. So I would be board opping too. So I'd board op for like 6 to 10 a.m. and then I'd be on air from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Dope.
So I get like one shift a weekend, and I just like took everything. So then when Sadie's would be out of town, I would fill in for her, and I just became that first person ready to go.
Yep.
And so then now, 4 years later, like, I finally basically got my own show, which was a night show. But at first, I was doing the night. I would fill in for the nights, and then I filled in 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then that got, so I'm on night, which is amazing. It's like, and now it's one of the top ranked shows in the state. So I'm like, I'm happy about it. But it took 4 years of like, now I'm 22, I feel old as hell, but I started when I was like 17, 18.
You're like just getting started.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool and impressive too, is like you're young, you're 22, killing it, have your own show. But it took 4 years of consistent hard work. And something I wanted to point out, you said earlier, is building relationships with people on the floor.
Yeah.
You didn't have any probably idea who Sadie's was.
No.
But you treated her with respect, you guys got along, you built that relationship, and that partially
I think
why
that's
you're here
something
now.
Most people need to know is it is about what you know. The people think we just walk in there and talk. That's not even true. You have to know every single button. There's a huge technical aspect to it that you have to know that takes time. It takes like 6 months just to like be like, all right, I'm comfortable with it. You know what I mean? So it is a learning curve, but it's more of like this industry or entertainment or just in life. It's like about being your best self all the time.
Right.
It's about building relationships with people and always being professional and not yelling and not cursing and not causing drama. Because there's always office drama everywhere you go, no matter where you're at. But it's like you come in, I always say only control or only let what you can control affect you. If it doesn't fucking affect you, you can't control it, keep that shit away from you. Yep. Only just do you, work hard, and then get the fuck out. Come in, do your shit, and get out. Yep. You know what I mean? And it's like always focus on you, but it's like you have to build great relationships with people, because now it's like, if you want a job somewhere else, it's just a phone call away. Yep. Of like, hey, I got this girl, she's good, take her. But if they have nothing good to say about you, then you're trash. And it's like, if I was never good friends with Sadie's, or if I didn't show her, hey, like, I'm eager, then she would never want me to even sit in with her. Like, if I didn't show my boss. So, like, you have to build really great relationships with people, because that's what, like, gets your name out there and in the door. But if you're just like some person who comes in late all the time and doesn't really give a fuck or this or that, then you'll dead ass never go anywhere when push comes to shove.
And I push, this is going to be a topic in one of my videos later on, but like talking about talent versus personality, or your insides, beauty and the inside out, because honestly, like, if you're not good here, but you're good here, like you're only gonna get so far, you know.
Yeah.
You have to have a good personality. You have to have charisma. You have to be good with people.
I've seen a lot of women or even men come and go that I'm like, damn, they probably sounded better than me on air. Like, holy fuck, those people are badass.
But they weren't dope people.
But they didn't have the work ethic. They weren't willing to be like, I couldn't even tell you how many times I've slept on the couch at work, because I would come in, I'd do the night shift, and then I'd do something during the day. Like, dead ass pass out on the couch. Like, they walk in, like, snoring. I get on air, eyes all goggled and shit like that. You know what I mean? But it's like, they feel like, oh, I already sound good. Fuck y'all, I'm the best. But they don't know. It's like, it's like starting from the bottom anywhere you go.
Yep, for sure. So like work ethic, and then something you said earlier also is how you would go in your off time and record things and send it to your boss, like putting in that work where people like your boss will never know how many hours you put in non-paid, on your own time, trying to figure it out in college, in work, between all that stuff, like, yo, I want this, so I'm gonna make it happen, and do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if it's that, I don't know if the statement is for entertainment because I haven't been in it that long, but 60% of the shit you do, you will not get paid for. If you do radio or entertainment at first for money, you might as well get right the fuck out. Because you ain't gonna make if anything, you gonna be, if I did anything in my career starting at 17 and now I'm 22, I would be making 6 figures. If I had already started in some business shit or something like that, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I started in radio where the money is just not like it used to be, and it's just not fucking there right now. Or not even there, it's just, you have to work way, 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 way harder. Then, like, it's like an accountant. They could just hire on a new accountant or hire on a new marketing strategy person. But radio, there's only so many hours of the day. So if every position is full, I would say it's like entertainment, or I would say it's like the Congress. Like, someone has to die for you to get on. Like, they can't just, you can add you want to be a part timer, but to have a slot, there's only so many hours of the day, and someone has to be removed. So you could be sitting there, the best talent in the world, and still at 12 to 2 for 6 years, because that's just how the game works. Wow. And be broke as shit. Like, that's just how it is.
So yours was opportunity meets preparation.
I would say, literally. It's so fun. Like, the stars have to align. And I literally made a grid the other day, and I counted every star that aligned, and it was like the most luckiest moment of my life. But everybody gets the chance to get to all go walk up on the hill. Okay, the stars didn't align today. Bye. But it's like but the only way you get to walk up on that hill is if you put in hard work. And
walking up that hill.
Yeah, and it's when opportunity meets that luck. Yep. You know what I mean? But it's like, you have to be lucky. Like, okay, I had this boss, and now we moved here, and like, there were so many little things that it's almost like that Benjamin Button movie, like when that girl got hit and her leg broke, and how he went over everything. If the car guy wasn't late, and if the stop sign didn't hit here, like, every little thing in the last 4 years played a part of why it was me that was chosen. Yeah. And my hard work got it there, but like, did I sound that great on air? No. Yeah. I did not sound that great on air when I got the job. You know what I mean? But it's like, my hard work allowed me to have it. But damn, like, it was luck, and it was like, whatever.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast last night, and he was talking about luck, and he was saying how he thinks everyone gets lucky in their life. It's just how they react and show up that day, you know, that determines whether they're gonna get lucky or not. And I don't know, I believe in luck a little bit, but I know it's definitely, like, I feel like luck is opportunity meets preparation.
Yeah, like, you just happen to be the one who, like little shit of like, oh shit, we need a photographer for Summer Jam. Oh, Rose is in the room, you do it. But you know what I mean? It's like little shit like that.
Yep.
That is like, I happen to be the right place, right time. But it's like, but I wasn't getting paid for sitting right there. I shouldn't have been there. I should have been at home, but I was there, so I just like stayed in their face. So I got chosen. You know, so it's all like little shit. But yeah, a big part, and not even gonna lie, was fucking luck.
That's dope. What's your favorite part about working at 107.5?
My favorite?
Oh, damn.
Well, I guess because I work 7 to midnight, that sometimes I can come in most of the time. My Jordan slippers, tank top, and some sweats, and I can call it a day. But that's fun, and I guess it makes me realize that, it helps me realize into becoming a womanhood, that like, perception is reality, and then perception is not always ever reality. Right. So it's just taught me about like illusions and society and what's fake and not. Like, there's so many things that go into radio that are fake. Not like fake, like people are fake, but it's like, that it's like the songs or this or like just not even fake. It's just like how it's built is like perception is reality. That what's maybe live is not live, or just how it works, just how entertainment works. Is the same as like when you're watching your favorite movie and you really think they're on a mountain, but they're in a like at Studio 69.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it just shows that like I meet a lot of famous people, but it's like sometimes their life is trash. So it's like everybody wants to be famous, but then I've met them and their life isn't that great. So it's like the perception of fame and the illusion of fame. So it's just helping me like idolize, like figure out the whole perception is reality. Is perception, you know what I mean? So it just helped me. That's my favorite part about it, is it makes me weed out what's fake or what's real, and then it helps me choose the life I want to live. Like, what kind of life do I want to live? Do I want fame? Do I want money? Do I want you know what I mean? Or do I want authenticity? Do I want it? So that's actually my favorite part, and I just get to like, I get to talk shit on the radio and be myself, and it's like people like it, and I like it. And it's a fun job. I don't have to sit in an office. I don't have to like do paperwork. I mean, yeah, that comes with it sometimes, but like it's a fun job. It's like the fact that it's my job to get to go to concerts and announce artists on stage or like do shit like that is fun. Right. So it's a fun thing. It's like a kid in the candy shop every day I get there. I'm like, what do I get to do today, or how do I get to act, or
dream. Living the
it's
dream.
a fun job. Yeah.
It's dope. I'm glad. So you talked about it earlier. Who's probably like one of your favorite people you've met? I guess celebrity-wise that have come through the studio.
Favorite?
Dopest, like inside
I'd
out.
I'd say like some of the favorite, like are like the most genuine humans I've ever met, and this is why they have longevity in it. Fat Joe.
Really?
Like I would have no idea. Like the chillest dude ever. He was like, yeah, we got snacks in the dressing room. Like pull up, come through. And I was like, the lean back dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Fat Joe is super cool. Ty Dolla $ign, super fucking cool. Raven Felix, Kaylani.
She seems awesome.
Oh, it's literally like we would just be hanging out, we just be kicking it. Like, what's up? You get like, and Ludacris.
Okay.
Let's wrap it up real quick, or just go ahead.
Okay, so your favorite person you met, we already made
We're
that intro,
good.
so you
I
just
was
keep
just
going
like,
with the answer.
I said Luda. Kidding. Most of them are cool. Most of them
Yeah.
are chill. And then you get some young assholes, but that's just how, like in anything.
Yeah, because
Like when they have like that one hit wonder, or this or that. But for the most part, like 90% of theirs like super cool. It's like a business. It's professional. You gotta show up on time. Like people, as much as people think it's like backstage at Summer Jam is so. It's like we're all working. We're all running around. Like, do you get that? Did you get that? So it's like a job. At the end of the day, it's a job, and we're all working. Just like the artists are. Just like the managers are. Just like we are. Like we all have a job to be done.
Yep. To make you guys happy and a productive show.
To put on a damn good show.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Well, thanks for coming through today. I really wanted to have you because of all this. One last piece of advice that you would give a woman who has a dream that is like not doable in her family's eyes. In her family's eyes.
I say it's believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
And know that like what you're doing is right, and it's so hard not to compare yourself to other people.
Right.
Because I even compare myself, I'm like, shit, well, she's 22 and she has 10 times more money than me, and look what she's doing, and did I make the right, like I can get so lost in my mind if I compare myself to other people. Stay in your lane and just believe in yourself to know that like this is what you're meant to do. But you'll have that gut feeling if you're not supposed to meant to do that. You'll know that like, oh shit, this is not the path I'm supposed to be taking. You'll feel it in your gut if you know. But for the most part, like believe in yourself and know that like if you work hard, and don't make excuses. Don't make excuses because you're a woman. Don't make excuses because you're young. Don't make excuses for any of that shit, because those on the top never excuses. What do they say? Like assholes. Everybody got them. The fuck out of here. Don't make excuses, because you can make a stupid excuse, and it's so easy to be a hater nowadays. It's so easy with social media. You can not go to work, you can not go to the gym and sit on fucking social media and pout with everybody else. Like, don't do that. Right. Believe in yourself. Don't make excuses, and know the path that you take, you're gonna cry, you're gonna bleed, you're gonna sweat. Like, it's gonna be hard, but if you believe in yourself and like, no, like me, I don't have any idols right now that are Arabic that I want to be like, because there's none. Yeah. But I want to be one of the first to do it. So I'm leading blind. I have no idea where the fuck I'm going. But I believe in myself to know that, like, okay, whatever the end result is, like, it's either going to be popping or not. So I believe in myself. And also, those days that you don't believe in yourself, you have to make sure you surround yourself with the right friends. Yes. Women growing up, like, just as much as your family is, friends are just as more important than family. Yeah. I'm telling you, I would be nowhere without, like, my girls. Like, all 5 of them, like, support me. I call them at 2 p.m., crying just on a random girl. It's good. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
support yourself with people who believe in you too, not those who want to drag you down.
And love you and really care about your
And
best
really
interest.
care about you. Even though, like, one of my friends is does like finance for Chipotle. The other one is a fucking engineer. The other one is medical. We have nothing in common when it comes to our life past, but we all believe in ourselves, in each other. So we always uplift each other. So literally, I'm telling you, I couldn't. In your early 20s, it is so important to surround yourself with good women
Yes.
who fucking support you.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of days where I wake up and I don't believe in myself. I'm like, fuck out of here. I'm not shit. But then I'll call my girls and like they'll help me, just like your family will. But like, surround
But
yourself.
they're your chosen family.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. And that's why they're more important because you chose them. You know what I mean? That's even more valuable. So it's like, believe in yourself and know that you're going to get there no matter how long or where life will take you. Be open
Right.
to it. And it's like, surround yourself with really, really, really good people that want to see you do well. Because, bitch, there's a lot of people out here just fucking hating.
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't care about them because we're doing our thing and we're staying in our lane. So thank you so much for coming
Thank you
out.
for having me.
Appreciate you.
Do I wave to this? Where's good?
Bye.
Bye. Thank y'all. Bye.